Comad Fortuna. If you remember, we met him at the Hunter's Lodge. Um, I'm just wondering, am I okay with rocking with these two? You're not good at combat, Bastila. And I don't. Actually, let me vent about this for a little bit. Like Bastila, I'm just gonna straight out say my favorite character. As a as a party member, not great. Like she doesn't like Sentinels focus on skills, but she like what's her intelligence? Uh 10. Oh, you're a dumbass. No. 10. Like why would this game make her a sentinel when she can hardly get any skills when she levels up? She's not very good at combat either. Her charisma, I'll talk about why her charisma is so much higher than her wisdom, or at least what I suspect why that is. But like we're what, 2 levels apart? Like look how much we're the same class. Look how much more force points I have, and I don't actually I have 1 level less than her. No wait, no, that's wrong. We're the same level as a Jedi. We're level 11. I'm a level 2 scout, but I have in the same level as just a Jedi. I have 40 more force points than her. Uh, got like I like to keep her around because I view her as just an equal, like as a uh, there's a word for the second most important character in a story. It starts with a D. Deotornagist. Probably butchered that, but it's a second protagonist, and she's it. She's definitely it.
Yes.
But boy, she in the way of combat, and there's nothing but combat on Tatooine. She does not offer a whole lot. Anyway, hey, comrade.
Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunne mulera.
You want some help?
Chikun ita hotonga. Iking kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo.
Well, we met you, and I thought you preferred to hunt the solo hunt.
Muchashak pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunne mulerabes.
Side note, like if I would reclass Bastila to a consular, by the way. Why should we kill this great? No, why should we kill him? Because we want to get into the star map. Why do you want me and not another hunter?
Kachikun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo podona. Jedabadowana ni dibobo. Dong na bungsha nununya. Dong patukashmak tale. Runda di hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunne mulerabes.
Why would I want to do this?
Muchashak pakat. Kieno no namapaule rachikun. Kachikun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo podona rundi hodonga.
Rumored? You don't know?
Runda di hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek.
I'll help. Give me more information about how.
Kachikun Itahodonga, Yikinkuno Bamuleratikun, Slimopodonar, Dihodunga Kunkabe, Runda Dihodunga Kunhankabi, Wanakun Bez Ching Palamule, Tunking Banunotek, Tugnin Chatukunde, Mulerabes. Kachikun Itahodonga, Yikinkuno Bamulerachikun, Slimopodonar, Diodungaku.
How will we lead the Banthas here?
Runda Dihodonga Kunhankabi, Wanakun Bez Ching Palamule, Tunking Banunotek, Tugnin Chatukunde, Mulerabes. Kachikun Itahodonga, Yikinkuno Bamulerachiku, Runda Dihodonga Kunhankabi, Wanakun Bez Ching Palamule, Tunking.
Oh wait, this has already been memed. I'm not making some sort of 9,000 IQ insight here. This 100% was lifted from the Mandalorian lifted this premise of using banthas to lure in a great dragon. Anyway, just wanted to point that out, but again, look it up. I'm not the first one to say it. That seems very easy. What aren't you telling me?
Kachikun Itahodonga, Yikinkuno Bamulerachikun, Slimopodonar, Dihodungaku Hunkabe, Runda Dihodonga Kunhankabi, Wanakun Bez Ching Palamule, Tunking Banunotek, Tugnin Chatukunde, Mulerabes.
They posed no real threat to me before.
Kachikun Itahodonga, Yikinkuno Bamulerachikun.
Oh, so these ones are different. Oh, trust me, dude. It doesn't get any harder than the Holy Warrior, and we killed several of those. Look, I have your fodder.
Jedabadawana ni Dibobo. Dong Nabungsha Nununya. Dong Badukashmak Talea.
I'll see what I can do.
Runda Dihodonga Kunhankabi. Wanakun Bez Ching Palamule. Tunking Banunotek. Tugni Mujashak Pakat. Kienono Namapaule Rachikun.
Oh, and another reason why I have Basila with me is because part of the progression of her personal quest is in that cave. And while she's certainly not necessary for it, it just made sense in my mind to have her along for at least this portion. Anyway, Bessa.
How can I help?
Do you want to talk?
About my mother? I'm unsure. I seem to find it difficult to remain objective when it comes to her. I find that disturbing.
You don't think we should look for the holocron?
We have more important things to do. Still, my father is dead. Just because we find the holocron doesn't mean I have to give it to her.
Why do you think she wants it so badly?
Father recorded all his personal thoughts in that holocron, even when I knew him. Having it would be like having him with you. I don't see why she deserves it, however. She drove him to his death. I loved him, and I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
You'd keep it for yourself?
I don't know. Part of me would keep it just so she didn't get it. I don't like that part of me. I would have thought my Jedi training would have put me past this kind of pettiness. I wish it... I really don't want to think about this. Please, let's just keep going.
Alright. Now that we've leveled up, I'm pretty sure we can continue talking to Johanny. So, before advancing this quest, let's do that before I forget.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
We also need to talk to Canderous.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me more about your past. I mean, we're out here chilling in the desert, you know. Let's have a heart-to-heart conversation in this blazing heat.
Well, I suppose I have not talked very much about the Jedi I met back home. They, all of them, were so very invigorating.
Why do you insist on spewing this trash at me? Invigorating?
They were so very alive, so full of hope and energy and zeal. In retrospect, I can see it was a little bit tragic.
Man, we can just be an asshole. What do you mean?
Those Jedi were going to fight the Mandalorians just after they had invaded. Many of those Jedi perished in the fighting, but to us, they seemed invincible. Especially their leader, who they talked about all the time. Paragons of light and justice, sweeping away all iniquity before them. It was like looking at gods.
Damn straight, I do look divine.
I can only assume that that was some misguided attempt at humor.
Oh, come on.
I was using poetic license. But those Jedi, they were enthralling. Everyone wanted just to touch them. Some people thought it would bring them luck. Not that the peace they brought lasted very long.
What happened?
The Jedi left. The people grew complacent. Those who had been wronged saw their chance at revenge. And so the cycle continues. The oppressed become the new generation of oppressors. The human oppressed, that is. The non-humans were never treated well in any case. We felt the brunt of both administrations.
Was it that bad?
Of course it was. They took their frustrations and hate out on us because the people they wanted had already fled or were too well protected. But no one looks out for the injustices we suffered. Oh no, but I am sorry. I should not have outbursts like that.
As long as you do not let your anger influence you.
Don't you see? The very fact I mentioned it means it has its influence. Anger can lead to the dark side, and I must be ever careful that I do not fall back into those ways. I thank you for your support. My outburst was uncalled for, but you did not lash back at me. You are a much better Jedi than I, it would seem. But let us not speak more of this now. We should continue on our journey. Perhaps later we will talk again.
Yeah.
How may I be of assistance? What is it?
Okay.
Of course.
Nothing else for now. Now, not a whole lot I want to comment on that conversation, but there is something interesting there. And it's, even though she's a Jedi, she does talk about, how she viewed Jedi when she wasn't one. And that's an interesting perspective that I don't think really gets explored a whole lot in Star Wars. Like how do regular people view these magic space wizards? Because we see all the movies from the perspective of powerful, force-sensitive people, and people who sort of follow them and just accept the fact that these magic space wizards exist without questioning it. But I think a more realistic approach to view that is you would probably look at these magical people as if they were gods. I mean, they're able to do things that don't make sense. They're able to control people's minds. They're able to use telekinesis to move things around. They move faster than anybody else. They move with such speed that no one else can imitate, and they have the reflexes to deflect a blaster bolt, which should in theory be faster than light. Anyway, I know I'm saving again, but let's get this last fight out of the way. Let's see how this goes. I always find this fight kind of annoying. I don't always like plan fights out like this. I think this is how you're intended to play the game, but this game is at its core a console game, so it's meant to be simplistic, not a complicated turn-based RPG like why am I blanking on this name? Baldur's Gate.
What
Sure.
can I do?
No. Heal. Move out of the way. Why did I go into the last slide? Don't throw grenades at me.
The Force fights with me for the Republic! There, take that. There.
Alright. That went as well as it could have. I don't think these guys ever draw that. Let's see. Let's heal up a little bit. Come.
Achuta. Wonga kun pistol. Achuta. Wonga kun pistol.
Let's save again. I haven't made up my mind as to how I want to handle this, but I might be doing some dark side stuff here.
Jeda badawana ni dibobo. Dong nabung siya nununya. Dong batukasmak talea.
Don't worry, I'm ready.
Tune pudo. Rananu prata dongko shirkasha. Jum apike.
Dead.
We itanandayata. Wata yuma wama huhu nadagtik. Shatung ni patoga. Wana kusbe ching palamule donke. Jeda badawana ni dibobo. Dong nabung siya nununya. Dong batukasmak talea.
I want more. You will give me all of it. So conflicted. That's, we can get 2 Dragon Pearls if we do this. But I'm trying to roleplay here a little bit because I want to tell a good story here and be consistent about it. As I'm also talking about the overarching world's implications, what I want to see in a remake. But I can't overlook the fact that I screwed up in not giving my character here more strength. Or any strength at the beginning of the game. And that actually 2 Dragon Pearls would really help a lot. Given that I'm playing this on the hardest difficulty with 8 starting strength. So as a scout and a sentinel. By the way, if you play this game as a Jedi Guardian, congratulations. You always play this game on easy mode. At least combat-wise. You know what? I've made everything. I've made everything possible to make this as hard as possible. Why? We're just gonna stick with the one. Thanks. We did what had to be done. Let's be consistent. We're telling a story. There's no reason for Avner here to all of a sudden, especially when he's in front of 2 Jedi, to just go berserko and kill this poor hunter to get more loot. Thanks. We did what had to be done.
Muchas bakat. Kie no nama paule rachikun.
Alright, let's talk about the Great Dragon. Obviously, Thunder Wings, this looks like a very typical Western depiction of a dragon. And when I say Western, I'm really talking about European. I think this design is consistent because I think a lot of people that a lot of people think that Krayt dragons were originally introduced in this game. As people who've watched The Mandalorian know, a Krayt dragon appeared in episode 1 of season 2, which I've referenced that episode several times already, because it takes place in Tatooine. I'm pretty sure, and I'm just going on memory right now, Krayt dragons were actually shown in episode 4, A New Hope, but not like a full dragon. I think there's a scene where in the vast dune sea of Tatooine, there's a shot of a dragon, a skeleton dragon, the skeleton of a dragon that died, presumably a long time ago, and this is how Star Wars was for the longest time. Every minute detail in the movies had to be somewhat explored in order to build upon the lore. Like, IG-88 is the best example of this. IG-88 appears in episode 5 as a fucking prop in the background, and suddenly he gets books written about him. IG-11 shows up in The Mandalorian, is the most very badass looking droid, or at least he's badass when he's fighting. And Boba Fett, who has what, 5 lines in really 2 movies that he appeared, but I think he was retconned into episode 4 later on, and I guess he's in episode 2. So he's in several of the movies. He's in almost a plurality of all the movies that have been made about Star Wars, and he originally is just this dude who has a cool helmet, and this giant mythos was made about him because, like I said, people just took the smallest of hooks that they could for the movies and explained it. Anyway, that's a very long way to get back and say, there's this shot of a skeleton of a dragon in episode 4, and that's actually a Krayt dragon, and I found it has to be. It's the first movie. It's the first media of Star Wars that we ever got. That's the first appearance of a Krayt dragon. So I believe this design is actually a lot more faithful to what a Krayt dragon would look based on that skeleton than what we were shown on The Mandalorian. However, I much, and I cannot stress this enough, much rather prefer the design that we got in The Mandalorian. Because everybody loves a dragon. But let's be fair here. Dragons are overdone. They're everywhere. Disappear, become one with the Force. Dragons are everywhere. I'm fine with you calling any things dragons if you don't want to make up your own name, but it's fantasy. Go crazy. Design something new and call it a dragon. By the way, this is kind of broken. We get a Jedi Master robe this early on in the game. And I think this is probably one of the better robes we can get. So the design that we got in The Mandalorian, it doesn't look like a traditional dragon. It actually doesn't look like a dragon. And a dragon being a giant lizard. And he doesn't even spit fire. It spits acid, which is cool. I'm not gonna say it's unique. I'm pretty sure it's been done before, but it's certainly different from the norm. And I do like the idea of this acid spitting, kind of lizardly looking creature that lives in the desert. Anyway, I prolonged this for tomorrow. We got our second star map.
Even after all the thousands of years it has been here, it still has tremendous power. Can you not feel it?
The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The great dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, and enslaved by it. Come, we should leave this place. There's nothing else for us here.
All right. So, I don't know how much I want to talk about star maps right now. I feel like I've been ranting into this microphone quite a bit in this this session right now. And I've been talking so much. That way, when I make these videos, I usually have a Diet Coke with me and a cigar, because that's how I relax after work. Play a video game, light up a cigar, and just talk as I play this game. And I've been talking so much that my cigar actually went out. Sup, you?
I have to give you credit. You've led me on quite a chase, but nobody gets away from Calo Nord in the end. You got lucky on Terrace. The Sith attack saved you from a quick and gruesome death. But I promise you, the Sith won't be getting in my way this time.
Hold on. Well, no. Why would we reason with this guy? We've seen him be a cold-blooded murderer. You think I got lucky last time? Okay, let's do it again. We actually got lucky last time. I don't know if you... I actually got killed quite a few times.
Let's go, boys. It's showtime.
I'm here.
And while we were at it, let's pop my shield. Don't like how much damage I'm doing. But I'm fan. kind of annoying how Halo clearly uses a Verpine energy shield that he doesn't drop. That'd be nice to have. Can never have enough Verpine energy shields. Alright, before we go,
How can I help?
we've picked up the holocron. I didn't mention it when we did, but do you want to talk?
About my mother? I'm unsure. I seem to find it difficult to remain objective when it comes to her. I find that disturbing.
Why didn't you also ask about her
I
sickness?
have my doubts as to whether she's actually sick.
Why would she lie about it?
Mother used to lie about many things to get her way. She's a selfish woman who pushed my father into doing what she wished.
You sound bitter.
Yes, I thought I'd let go of that anger. All my training and it comes back so quickly. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's keep going.
Yeah, that's not the dialogue I wanted.
How can I help?
You want to talk?
About my mother.
Are you going to give the holocron to her?
Do you think I should?
You might want to consider it.
That would just lead to another argument. How I always despised talking to her. I'll think about it. I should try and remember my training. I should be able to let go of this, but I can't. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's keep going.
Alright. Hush, hush. And just so I'm gonna show off the lore of the Tusken Raiders because I've talked about it, and rather than just talking about it, let's talk to the storyteller. But we're actually not gonna save that. Like, I want to keep my one Dragon Pearl, even though I could have had two. So we're just gonna make it quick. We're just gonna show it off quickly, make a save beforehand, and then go back to that save after seeing the dialogue and be on our merry way.